Beauty and the Beast, for instance, I wanted to do a different story. And my writers were like, no, you have to do a female beast. We've never seen a female beast. It's always been a male beast, and we need to switch it up. And so I go, yeah, but how are we going to do that? And they pitched it was all women, and so they hit me on the head till I went along with it, because I wasn't sure I was nervous about that one, and now it's turned into this gorgeous, beautiful story of this young woman who just sort of becomes a survivor, and she finds her beauty inside is really just power and strength. And it's about a young girl redefining her life, and it suddenly took on a whole new life, and it's sort of a Beauty and the Beast we haven't seen before, so I kind of thought it was pretty interesting to do it that way. And Sleeping Beauty, of course, is you just don't know who Sleeping Beauty is. You're watching the show, it's Paul Wesley, then it's Danielle Campbell, then it's Paul Wesley, and it's just a twisted story of I don't know, psychosis, I guess. I don't know. They're both kind of crazy. So it's
exciting too.
It's kind of interesting.
And what was it like bringing back some of your cast members from last year?
I loved it. Well, I brought back Paul and Danielle. I would have brought back more, but everyone's schedule is so crazy. But Paul was easy because I hate him. And, that's why I work with. No, but I love Paul, and I love all of. I would have more from the Vampire Diaries if I could, because they're such my family. And we even thought about casting more, and Paul was like, we shouldn't do that, should we? And I'm like, well, maybe we could bring one in. We got Danielle in. Danielle, they're so good together. They have great chemistry. And so I'm really happy I put them. They were in different storylines last year, and this year we got them together, and it's really awesome. And I don't know. I love working with those guys. And also Matt Lauria, who's not here because he's working. But I've been trying to work with him. I tried to cast him in Vampire Diaries. And so it took 10 years, but now I'm working with him, and he's a scene stealer. He's amazing. And we have an Ika from the originals. So, I mean, I am kind of borrowing from the CW, I guess. And he's wonderful, and he has great chemistry with Natalie, and I think their love stories, we're just like in episode 6, and it's really starting to blossom and bloom, and it's fun to watch, so.
You're so good at writing the, as you said, dark and edgy stuff. Do you ever want to just write a sitcom that,
if I was funny, maybe.
You bring a lot of humor into your shows, though. Not the Following so much, but a lot of the other shows.
But it was a comedy. So yeah, I screwed up. I love making that show.
That was great.
Working with Kevin Bacon and James Purefoy was just, I miss them every day of my life. They were so awesome. And I'm going to figure out something to work with him again too.
Great.
Because James Purefoy, how great was he in that role?
Amazing.
How do you balance making a show interesting but the edginess, making it especially for CBS? What's the...
I don't know. It's like you don't set up... this show, I will say, this show has less, it's a dark thriller, but it's more of a character drama. It doesn't have a lot of... I wouldn't say it's not a gore fest like The Following.
Right.
There's not a lot of... we were just sitting there going, are people going to die? We don't really kill. It's dark and twisted, and everyone has sort of their own sort of secret and sort of dark side, but no one really, it's more of a drama this year, but it's twisty. It does have some turns that that kind of you don't see coming, I think. But it's a different tone this year than last year.
What makes you passionate about a project? I mean, you've done some great stuff in your career, but what is your creative process to make something like that? You really you double down on this, this is the project I'm going to work on. I believe in this.
Well, this one is fun. It's I wish I could say I did it all myself, but I got a great room of writers that have just sort of steered the ship on this, and it's allowed me to also do other stuff. But I don't know if it's just once you dive into something, you find a reason to get passionate about it. It's like once you start writing, you just sort of get your blood pumping, and you just and then you're sitting at the kitchen counter all night long. So that's what I do.
As a showrunner, has there been any differences in working on a show for a digital platform like CBS All Access versus a traditional network show?
Well, it's all changed. I mean, I'll be interested to see how networks treat showrunner. I haven't done a network show since this one, but it's also they're very hands off. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're hands on until they're hands off, and they're hands off until they're hands on.
Right.
But you do have a lot more freedom, and there's a lot less notes, and there's a lot more trusting the writing process and the creative process.
Right.
And I kind of think that's for better or for worse, we get better TV from it. You know, there may be some bad TV along the way, but you're still going to get your more surprising television if you just don't note it to death and network it to death. You just will.
Yeah.
What was it like? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering what it was like bringing Carrie Ann into this.
Well, it was awesome. Well, I had watched her on Jessica Jones, and I really loved her storyline on that. And Melissa Rosenberg, who does that show, is a good friend of mine. And I was like, well, how is Carrie Ann Moss? I said, I'd really like to work with her. She goes, you got to do it. You got it. She's amazing. You cast her right now. Do everything you can. Just get her. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I was like, oh. And so I didn't think she would be interested in a show like this. But it turned out she kind of wanted to jump in. So I was, we felt lucky.
Timing's everything, right? Because Jessica Jones
Had just ended, and she had just, and so it kind of worked out, and she's in between, and she's, after this, I guess she's going on to do something big.
Last question, please. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, when you had the idea kind of for the show to when it first started filming, how long was that time?
Oh, it's based on another format.
Yeah.
It's based on the Argentinian format, and it was totally different. And so, me and Aaron Kaplan, who's the executive producer, he and I kind of figured out how to serialize it and turn it into a series, because they did 1 hour. They did like 5 episodes, and that was it. And they did 1 hour each episode, and so we kind of Aaron wanted a serialized show, and so I took that challenge, and I came off and I just worked on it until we kind of figured it out together.
How do you decide which stories you're going to tackle?
Well, it's interesting because last year we were going to do different. This year we decided. Last year, sometime midway, we decided we were going to do the princesses this year, and we were going to, we still have. And last year, instead of Hansel and Gretel, we were going to do Jack and the Beanstalk, but we ended up doing Hansel and Gretel. And so next year we'll probably do. I still want to do Jack and the Beanstalk because that's one of my favorites, and so I want to do a female Jack and watch her climb the corporate ladder.